Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Now today, is it just me or can no one hear the background audio right now? Because, quite frankly, I'm noticing that I can't hear any background audio. And that's just not acceptable, okay? In no world should the background audio... Oh, there we go. Apparently, if you hide a layer on Streamlabs, it just, doesn't play the audio, which to me is a bit counterintuitive, but who cares? I'm not concerned about it. See, now what we're going to do is we're going to put the background audio outside of the background layer, and then just delete the background layer. We don't need that. I have a GIF on the background layer, which is a pug, but we don't need that, so that's going away. This is also going away. Now we have that, and that. See, now we're so much better. Now, I was gonna go ahead and talk about something interesting today, which, quite frankly, is hilarious. So, as I'm sure most of my viewers are familiar with this, I'm sure they are. I'm sure most of you know about what I'm gonna be talking about, but Hunter Biden. Okay, so as we all know, and as we've been familiar with for quite some time now, Hunter Biden is a bit of a weird fella. He's gotten up to some very questionable things, and some pretty questionable things, and some probably extremely questionable things. The point being, though, is that conservative news outlets have been covering this for a substantial time now, right? Like, we've all been aware of this going on. Like, every conservative, every, I would say, libertarian, most people who aren't just, who don't just, stick entirely to watching mainstream media, are very well aware of Hunter Biden's scumminess. But mainstream media never reported on Hunter Biden. They just pretended the story about him did not exist. And that worked. They just ignored it, and everyone else just kind of pretended that it didn't exist. Then what happens, okay, is Biden gets elected. Biden gets elected to be president. And then all of a sudden, mainstream media is all over the fact that Biden is a scam artist. I mean, and by Biden, I mean Hunter Biden is a scam artist and is a nutcase, etc., etc., tax stuff, investigations. Basically, all the news came out about him, and now everyone knows about it. But the thing that is, I would say, angering a lot of conservatives and right-wingers is the fact that the mainstream media only felt the need to mention this after the election. They were completely fine with letting it slide so they could get Biden elected, and then as soon as they do, they'll go ahead and mention it. Now, I've got an article pulled up on my other screen. Is essentially every conservative, as I was just saying, knew about Hunter Biden's alleged business dealings in China, all his tax stuff, his laptop, which supposedly had some weird stuff on it. But mainstream media told us it was all a conspiracy theory or Russian disinformation or a smear tactic to benefit President Donald Trump. Now, reports have just dropped that Hunter Biden's taxes have been under investigation since 2018. And CNN even acknowledged on Wednesday that Hunter Biden's business dealings within China are front and center. And the thing is, people, many conservatives, many right-wingers, you get the point, have just ripped mainstream media in general for being complete and utter biased trash. Because, quite frankly, that's what it is. Now, obviously, I'm not gonna pretend... Why is there yodeling in my background music? Moving on. I'm not gonna pretend that, that YouTube, news outlets or non-mainstream news outlets are just, magically, unbiased. Because I'm sure they're biased, but the mainstream news outlets have done spectacularly well in just being so blatantly biased that it's not even funny. There's only one reason for these news outlets to hold this story, and that's because they wanted to get Joe Biden elected. If I am running a news outlet, there is no reason in the world for me to just ignore a gigantic story like that. That is a huge... And yes, I'm using Donald Trump terminology there, but that is a very huge story. It's, quite frankly, it's massive. And the fact that they ignore it, which is just a blatant disregard for, I would say, being smart at business. If I am running that business, I'm not going to ignore a story that big because that could get me a lot of views, but they ignore it. The reason being, they are, for some weird reason, pushing everything they have to get Joe Biden elected. Now, if you're wondering why they're pushing this hard for Joe Biden, why they are just simping for Joe Biden, it's because, quite frankly, the leftist, I would say, ideology is inherently more helpful. Well, okay, so in America we have constrained ideologies. By that I mean we don't have full-fledged capitalism and we don't have full-fledged socialism. And because of the nature of this, okay, so that's the thing, is leftists will say, well, we're not pushing for socialism. Socialism isn't what we're pushing for. But that's exactly the problem, is socialism, if we go full socialism, it's not good for anyone. Socialism is just bad for everyone. Businesses, customers, everyone involved. Socialism and communism is bad for them. However, when you have these weird, pseudo-socialistic policies that America has implemented in many cases, these policies aren't necessarily good for the consumer, but a lot of times they're good for the business. The reason is, and they're not really socialistic policies, but they're market restrictions, and they're certainly more, I would say, you could call it authoritarian or just plain leftist policies. But these policies are created for these businesses to exist and to prosper by the businesses. The businesses are the ones who are... Sorry, I lost my train of thought. The businesses are the ones who push these policies and lobby for these policies because they know restricting the market is the easiest way to not serve the consumer and still stay in the market. And that's what I would wager these these mainstream media outlets are doing is they've realized that if they keep I would say leftists in office, it's going to be easier for them to hold their businesses and to keep their businesses running. It's just that simple, because keep in mind, when people say right-wingers love business and love capitalism, we love the market, okay? And obviously I don't speak for all right-wingers, but in general, right-wingers love the market. They share the same dislike, however, for corrupt corporations that left-wingers have. There's no special like left-wing white knighting that can go on that will disguise the fact that neither side wants big corporations, big corrupt corporations to just run rampant and control people and unfairly, implement policies that only support that corporation. Neither side wants that. The problem is that the left-wing side inevitably creates that, even if they don't want to. But it's a problem. I mean, left-wingers will obviously say the same thing about right-wingers. So, what are you going to do, really? Now, what I am going to do real quick before, because I've pretty much, I've exhausted this talking point, but we're adding an overlay on the stream that I have. We're adding a stream overlay. See? Do you see it? I don't know if you can see it, but now it gets darker on this side of the screen. See? So now we have that. So if someone types, it should show up easier, because we've got the light side of the screen, the light side of the screen, and the dark side of the screen, which is pretty good. Now let me just see real quick. Oh, look at that. See? Isn't that beautiful? Now, how do I scale? Okay, there we go. So we're just going to scale it like right there. Look at that. That's perfect. We're adding I don't know what the word is for it, but we're adding character to the stream, let's say, because if I'm going to stream every once in a while, I want my stream to have some character. I don't just want to have this random stream. I want it to be, well designed, well made. And now we have a dark area over here where I can put like chats and stuff for the stream. Now, I think that's going to be pretty much it. And in case you're wondering why I streamed 2 days in a row, it's because I was editing a 30-something minute video. And when I say 30-minute video, I don't mean 30 minutes of recording. I mean the end the final product was 30 minutes. It's a 30-minute video that's going to be uploading tomorrow, which is, it's a gigantic video. I'm very excited about it. Very excited about seeing it be uploaded. And hopefully, if anyone actually watches this far into the stream, which I don't see why you would, but maybe you would, if you do watch this far in, hopefully you'll be excited about it as well, because I put a lot of effort into it. I'd say it's pretty well edited. I actually, because I don't know if you know this, but most of my videos I don't edit like a ton, but this one is actually edited quite a bit. So think higher quality production than most of my videos. So it's going to be exciting, and I'm looking forward to putting it out. But anyway, I think that's going to be it for today, because I don't have anything left to talk about, with liberals. So, yeah, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next live stream or video. Tomorrow, though, like I said, tomorrow, I recorded that like a few days ago, so I'm not going to see you then. Well, my past self will see your future self tomorrow. It's complicated, but I'm not gonna like be actively recording on that day because it's already recorded and I've had to edit it for the past like 2 days, and I finally got it done editing because an hour of footage is not the smallest thing to edit. I'm going to be honest with you, especially if you're trying to like do it slightly higher quality than just like, you know, splice and dice, shoot it out. That's pretty easy. That's not the hardest thing to do when you're editing, but I wanted it to be a very entertaining video, so that's what it's going to be. So yeah. Well, I'll see you in the next stream. Thank you for watching, and remember to leave a like, subscribe, follow me on all social media platforms. You get the idea. It's good for me, and it'll be good for you.